3rd, chapter 30, verse number 10 and 11. Verse number 10. Arthera apaditera gurvya him sayetastat him sayetastasthana ushnati yesham poshena sheshabhugyat adya swayam. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He secures money by committing violence here and there, and although he employs it in the service of his family, he himself eats only a little portion of the food thus purchased, and he goes to the hell for those for whom he earned the money in such a irregular way. Purport. There is a Bengali proverb, "The person for whom I have stolen accuse me of being a thief. The family members for whom an attached person acts in so many criminal ways are never satisfied. In illusion, an attached person serves such family members, and by serving them, he is destined to enter into the hellish condition of life. For example, a thief steals something to maintain his family, and he is caught and imprisoned. This is the sum and substance of material existence and attachment to the material society, friendship, and love. Although an attached family man is always engaged in getting money by hook or crook for the maintenance of his family, he cannot enjoy more than what he could consume even without such criminal activities. A man who eats 8 ounces of foodstuff may have to maintain a big family and earn money by any means to support that family. But he himself is not offered more than what he can eat. And sometimes he eats the remnants that are left after his family members are fed. Even by earning money by unfair means, he cannot enjoy the life for himself. This is called the covering illusion of Maya. The process of illusory service to the society, country, and community is exactly same everywhere. The same principle is applicable even to the big national leaders. A national leader who is very great in serving his country is sometimes killed by his countrymen because of his irregular service. In other words, one cannot satisfy his dependents by this illusory service, although one cannot get out of the service because the servant is his constitutional position. A living entity is constitutionally part and parcels of Supreme Being, but he forgets that he has to render service to the Supreme Being and divert his attention to serving others. This is called Maya. By serving others, he falsely thinks that he is the master. The head of the family thinks of himself as a master of the family, or the leader of a nation thinks of himself as a master of nation. Whereas actually he is serving, and by serving Maya, he is gradually going to hell. Therefore, a Zen man should come to the point of Krishna consciousness and engage in the service of the Supreme Lord by Lord applying his whole life, all of his wealth, and his entire intelligence and full power of speaking. Verse number 11. Vartayam lupya manayam amar badhyam punah punah loba bhi bhutoh ni satvah pararthe kurte spraham. Translation: when he suffers the reverse in his occupation, he tries again and again to improve himself. But when he's baffled in all attempts and is ruined, he accepts the money from others because of excessive greed. ओम ज्ञानं तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं प्रकटं तदास्तु। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity to read and make note of for these two verses and share with you. Please forgive me if I had my own interpretation or lack of knowledge. Kindly forgive me for that. So this today's verse spoken by Lord Kapila to his mother Devhuti. Very wonderful explanation about the family life. Just reading the translation, someone may get confused that, oh, what mistake I made. Better I would have been a brahmacharini or brahmachari in my life rather than going into this mess, this family or household life. But we'll see in the quickly in the detail that what is the broader perspective. But before that, I would like to start from one point which is clicked by hearing one lecture, that we all seek the blessing or mercy, especially in devotee community. We always request each other, Prabhu, oh Mataji, Prabhu, Maharaj, give me a mercy so that I can do something. But if we see closely, Prabhupada, how wonderfully he spreaded his mercy all over the world, every corner of the world. How? By his wonderful translation of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So many temples he built. So mercy is not different than Bhagavatam or person Bhagavat, or you can see the deity worship, Vaishnava Seva, or other services in the temple. What is this? This is nothing but mercy only. And it will keep going on for next 10,000 years. But we should not take it granted like, oh, 10,000 years. It sounds like too large. So that's fine. Let me enjoy. Let me enjoy at least this life. Probably in the next lifetime, because this is 10,000, it's covering 10,000, right? I will do next time. But we can see how day by day the things are degrading, and it is very dangerous. We are risking our life if we are thinking like this. We should take advantage of this mercy, which is already spreaded every corner of this world by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, and try to make this goal in this very life to go back home to Godhead. So let's come to this verse where Prabhupada is apparently looks like he's condemning the household life, but this is not like this. If we go detail in the purport, we can understand that Prabhupada has some broader picture. The broader picture in the sense that it doesn't matter if you see the Srimad Bhagavatam closely, we can see the many examples. Srimad Bhagavatam is filled with many grasta examples. In this very verse, who is asking to whom? Devhuti is asking to Lord Kapila. And we can see how wonderful or successful marriage life she had in her lifetime. So this is not like that. Like grasta life is like due to some collective karma, Lord arranges our family members, but we should not too much attached with these family members. Now one can say, no, attachment is like natural. Naturally, one may get attached with husband or wife or kids. That is natural. Yeah, that is natural. But the basis of that very attachment should be spiritual. We should think that they have been, I have been given this responsibility to take care of the kid. But This is my responsibility, that they should grow spiritually also, the same way they are growing in the some other field, education or career. It is natural. Like we should take tension of their education and their career, but we should not be limited to that only. We should make sure that whoever dependent on us, they are spiritually also, they are growing. Then we can become the successful grasta. Otherwise, it is very difficult. We can see the 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 ratio or the this thing, the separation, right? How how exponentially it is increasing nowadays. Like, people are not getting married, they don't believe in that. Who will get into this formality of getting separation legally? So they are living like that only, but that is like sinful. So being in the grasta life, we might face so many difficulties. So how we can get this get rid of those difficulties, or how we can deal with that, or if mercy is spreading everywhere, how we can receive that mercy? Obviously, if we have some hole in our pot which we are using to receive this mercy, we cannot get hold of that mercy long time. It will leak. So how we can fix that hole in our pot to receive this mercy, or how we can lead a successful household life? There are some few points took out of this lecture, that we should ready to accept the fact of life. Ready to accept. We are trying our best. We are opening our heart to someone and receiving some inputs. Oh Prabhu or Oh Mataji, I have this much difficulty in my life. How I can handle that? Someone is suggesting based on scripture, or spiritual master is suggesting based on scripture something, and we are trying to implement that in our life. And still, if it is not working, then we should accept. Okay, this is how it is. We should accept that as a fact of life, and we should move on. We cannot go into depression. Right? So whatever the situation is, we should ready to accept that. After making all our attempt, whatever we heard based on scriptures, if something is not working out, we should accept that as a fact of life, and we will see by the example like how it worked. And once we accepted that particular thing as a fact of life, which we don't have any control, then there are some self-management principle which we can apply, and which can help us to move on. In the first canto, Bhishma Dev mentioned those points which we can use as a like self-management principle, and those are like not to become angry. Many things gets spoiled once when we become angry. There might be a reason behind, there might not be the reason behind, but if we try to not to become angry, we can handle many situations. Not to lie, it's very difficult in Kali Yuga not to lie, but we try we try to implement this principle as much as possible. Sometimes telling a lie might be beneficial for someone. I mean, will not hamper, and ultimately it will not it will harm anyone. Then that is fine. But as much as possible, we should avoid telling lie. To equally distribute the wealth, obviously among the relatives, and wherever we can help, give proper charity in the temple if possible. To forgive, it's very big principle. It's very difficult to implement, but many things get sorted out by forgiving someone. To beget children by the legitimate means, this is one of our four principle also. We should not have any relationship outside the our marriage life. Do not be inimical towards anyone. We can see someone is progressing nicely, maybe in material domain, or maybe in spiritual domain, but we should not feel inimical towards them. Rather, I heard in the lecture that if you want to develop some quality of someone, then appreciate that. Some part of that it will come automatically, and then rest will depend on your effort also. But rather than being inimical, just appreciate that. whatever quality you can see in others. To be simple, it's very difficult because this Kali Yuga means the age of hypocrisy and quarrel. It's very difficult to be simple, but just try to implement this principle at least in the devotee community and outside also. We have to be tricky in corporate world sometime, but we should not be tricky everywhere to anyone. To support the subordinates, not only like financially, but spiritually also, and use our intelligence properly. Usually we use our intelligence just in the office because we get salary there, but we should uh, we should uh, we should apply our intelligence everywhere, even in the services. How best we can do, like how we can see this example in this group only, how wonderfully our Vamshi Gopal Prabhu reformed this our japa session and reading. It was almost dying. Sometime I saw only one, Nampriya Mataji is already there, but nobody else is there, or sometime nobody is there. But how nicely it is being reformed, and Prabhuji used his intelligence. Wonderful. Uh, we all grateful to you, Prabhuji. So, applying this, first accept the facts, what is beyond your control, and then apply this self-management principle. This can transform our misfortune to fortune. I would conclude by one example here. The Dhruv Maharaj and Mother Suniti. Right? When Dhruv Maharaj, he was trying to sit on the lap of his father, Uttanpad, and he was kicked by his stepmother, Suruchi. He went to his mother. So his mother, Suniti, she accepted the fact that she could not control his good husband because he is very, very much captivated by the beauty of his other wife, Suruchi. So Suniti was knowing that. So she didn't make any false promise to Dhruv Maharaj that, okay, tonight I will speak with your father, and maybe you can take turns. Maybe today you can sit on his lap, and tomorrow your stepbrother will say. No, she accepted. She accepted this fact of life, and what she recommended or suggested to his son was that, okay, Lord Narayan, he gave everything to your great great grandfather, and from your great great grandfather Brahma, your grandfather inherited the things, and then your father inherited. So why don't you go directly to Lord Narayan? Go to the forest, and there, seeing his determination, uh, Narad Muni helped him, giving his mantra and all this process, and he did his crash course, the 6-month course, and he had a darshan of Lord Narayan. Though, like after having darshan, he repented. Okay, I was looking for some, piece of broken glasses, but now I got a diamond. So we can see by this very example how this fact, this odd situation or reversals of the life was accepted as a fact by the Suniti and Dhruv Maharaj, and they apply this devotional principle, the self-management principle, and they convert the misfortune into fortune. So it really helps. We can see it's very good thing, right? They accept the fact of life, the self-management, ultimately surrender to Krishna and devotees, and then we can handle any situation. What to speak of the challenges of our married life. I would like to conclude